Hey, another episode of Breaking Nashville. Thank you so much for coming back. If it's your first episode, welcome. My name is John Watkins. I do host this little show. We have a website. It's breakingnashvillepodcast.com. Also a Twitter at Breaking Nash. Please, please, please give us a follow. We will follow you back and promote whatever it is you're trying to promote. You know, the whole point of Breaking Nashville is to learn about how different artists have made it in Nashville. But sometimes people are able to do it in a whole different way. They're not even going towards the record labels. Instead, they find an entirely different path to become famous, and that's what Arabella Jones did.
Hey boys, you looking so pretty, so foot-lifting, down and money. Hey boys, let's get dirty. If you think you gotta have it, let me show you how we love to lose control. Boy, if you want it, they don't mind your tires.
So Arabella Jones is joining us for this Breaking Nashville, and you're like the perfect candidate for Breaking Nashville. You've been able to get this huge following, yet there's never been like a radio tour. You've never had actual radio play.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I started out, posting covers on YouTube and whatever, so I built up all these quote-unquote fans. I've never really even heard my own music, so I actually have just gotten out of studio. I'm getting an EP together, and that'll be coming out really soon, so radio tour will come soon after that. I'm super excited.
Well, walk us through this here. So how old were you when you posted your first cover song?
I was 15.
Okay. So you're 15 years old,
Yes.
and you want to have a country career, and so you said, I know what I'll do. I'll post a cover of me singing a song.
Yeah, and now I'm almost 19, and I've made it a long way, farther than I ever thought I would, posting covers in my living room.
How many covers did it take before you started getting recognition?
The thing is, with what happened with me, none of my covers ever went viral or anything. It was just kind of a steady, just more and more people started finding out about me along the way. So basically each cover I posted would get more and more views. And yeah, so after all the years of getting fans online, it's time to put out real music.
Yeah,
Let
of
them know what
course.
Arabella's about.
Well, so you've got these videos, and they start actually gaining some traction. Did YouTube come to you and go, hey, you know what? You can make some cash for doing just what you're doing anyways?
Yes, they did. And then I became a YouTube partner and really started taking advantage of what I'd built up online in my bedroom, basically.
Yeah, and growing a Twitter following at the same time.
Yeah.
102,000 followers on Twitter, to be exact.
I believe so. 102.2, I believe,
Wow.
is the current. Yeah, but they just came to me, and I networked a lot, that kind of stuff. So all of that just kind of helped me really build up a foundation online, which is kind of the new school way of doing it. So what my plan is to really take advantage of these awesome Twitter fans, YouTube viewers online, plus they set in with old school, radio touring, getting out there playing shows all the time, and just kind of bringing in the best of both worlds together.
Have you used your Twitter following or your YouTube channels to promote like live events and live shows?
Yeah, I have. So I'll tweet that I'm playing a show here, and some people will come out. So it's really cool to be able to connect people live after they've seen you online.
Who came up with the idea of Bellaholics? Was that you?
Actually, my fans made that.
Really?
Yeah, it was a really cool thing. It was a few years ago. I started asking them, we need a name for this fan base. What do y'all think? And I got some really weird answers because I have a weird name, Arabella. What do you do with that?
Right.
So one day, I can't remember who. I think it was just someone that tweeted me, hey, Bellaholics. So it stuck.
Taylor Swift, she just finished this interview where she said that the next generation of country superstars are going to be picked because of their Twitter followers. Not just because of that, but that's going to get their foot in the door of these record labels. Have you found that to be the case?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I hear all the time, record labels aren't, what do they call it, developing anyone anymore.
Yeah.
They just want you to already be developed and already have everything to bring to the table before you go to them. So that is just what we're doing, and what the smartest country artists are doing are building up their online presence. So
And that's what you've been
that's the way
doing,
to do
like you said, for, 4 years now? 5 years. It started with
Yeah.
covers. You now have your single Let's Roll that's on YouTube. What made you decide, okay, now's the time not to do another Band Perry cover. Now's the time for my own song?
It was just when fans actually started asking for original music. So how I knew that they were really in it for the long haul was when they stopped requesting covers and started asking more for, okay, when are you gonna, write some stuff and let us hear your original music? And so I knew that they had connected enough with me through the covers that they wanted to know more about what I was about.
So when you started doing your new music, was this a song that you wrote by yourself, or did you work with some other writers?
Yeah, I co-wrote that song with a band I was working with. Let's see, I released that almost a year ago, and we recorded that in a little garage studio and stuff. So this next EP coming up is stepping it way up for the fans.
You have a management company. What's the next step? You played CMA Music Fest. You've got the single. We've talked about the radio tour. Are you still trying to kind of climb the ranks to get the right record label for you?
Yeah, I actually want to stay independent for a little while, kind of establish myself a little more on my own before I go to a label. So the plan right now is just to bring as many people out online to shows that I play live and just really start touring around and getting to meet all these fans in person with my music. I'm finally getting to them.
Are you living in Nashville?
No, I'm still in Houston, Texas, my hometown.
So do you feel like you need to make the move so you can start hanging out with other writers, work on those publishing deals, or do you feel like you've got this down? You've got the fan club already.
I get asked that all the time. I think about it all the time. I'm kind of torn. So obviously where it's at for country music is in Nashville. That's where all the writers are. But out here in Texas, there's the country music scene out here that is just wide open for me. There's so many people in Nashville moving there trying to make it that there's literally an open lane for me out here in Texas to kind of get started. So I go back and forth. I kind of travel to Nashville, stay there for a little bit, write and all that, and then I'll come back and play shows, all that kind of stuff. So I got one foot in Texas, one foot in Nashville right now.
So you built your whole career off of social media, and a lot of times there's a lot of mean people out there on social media. Have you had to deal with any of that, or has your experience been pretty positive?
It's honestly been pretty positive. I mean, you'll get the occasional little haters or creeps. There are lots of creeps out there. More creeps than mean people I've come in contact with. So you just block them and move on. It's not a problem.
That was actually my next question was about the creeps. Because, look, you're cute, you're young, you're posting videos of yourself online. There's a lot of pervy guys.
Yeah. So I don't know if I should say this or not, but when I first started my channel, my highest view demographic, because you can see this on YouTube, was, I think it was like 15 to 25 female or something like that. So that's okay.
Yeah.
And then the second highest was like 40 plus male. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, man.
So that's changed a little bit. That's improved at least.
The internet does that. It brings out just the weird ones, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't stop it, I guess. They're there.
Hey, I saw a photo of you and Bucky Covington. Are you doing something together?
We haven't planned a collaboration or anything together. I need to really ask him about that. I think that'd be really cool. I want to get him in one of my music videos coming up, but he has been vocal producing me in studio, so we're pretty tight, and he's like the funniest guy I've ever met, I think. So
besides
fun.
Bucky, who have you been working with that we would know?
Let's see. Man, I don't know if y'all know Dale Oliver. He's producing me, and what I've found is coming into Nashville, you don't necessarily start out working with, like, the big-name people, but what I've really liked is finding people that I'm on the same page with creatively. So whether they're well-known or not, as long as we have the same creative vision, then I want to work with them.
Sure. Have you heard from any of the artists that you've ever covered over the years?
Actually, not really, but there was a cover I posted of a Lady Antebellum song, and they actually posted it on their Facebook page. It was part of, like, their little favorite cover Wednesday section or something like that. So they posted my cover